Yeah, you're welcome again to Bioethics channel. This is a platform, online platform of the African Center for Bioethics Training and Research, based in the University of Lagos, Nigeria. Here we examine ethical issues, brainstorm on all these issues arising from the use of technology, as they affect humanity and society. Bringing them apart with human values, trying to evaluate them vis-a-vis their impact on humanity and the entire ecosystem. So today on the set with me is Dr. Adekunle Yusuf. Introduce yourself, sir. I don't know whether I got it right.
You got it right. Well, Adekunle Yusuf is my name. I'm a journalist, associate editor with The Nation Newspaper. That's
Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, this is Matthew Todo, a regular face on this channel.
Yeah,
Sit 24 hours.
Matthew Todo, PhD, University of Lagos.
So, this is Dr. Adawari, Dr. Waribo Uranta, educationist.
So, like you said, my brother, my name is Adawari Rantha. I'm an educationist, and they will look at AI in education.
So, Aneke Pascal Chinonye, the lead researcher in this group, the convener of this round table, the PhD holder in philosophy, University of Lagos, Nigeria. So today we're going to look at AI in education. The educationist himself will tell us about AI in education, the impacts, the limits, how AI is entering the education, what are the limits, what are the upside and downside of AI in education. So Dr. Adewale, over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, before I begin, I have been following the channel, and so much has been said about AI, and we all agree that AI has moved from a point where it was a science fiction. It's now something that is affecting our lives in real time. So in education, we've been able to put AI to use for different things and for different purposes in education. One of it is to personalize learning. Now, imagine a classroom where all learners are able to learn at their own pace. You don't need to come to class, dish out materials, and teach everybody the same lesson the same way at the same time. Now, all you need to now AI has provided a platform where you see students learning at their own different paces. If it takes you 6 months to learn a particular concept, you can learn for that 6 months, and then AI adjusts the learning in such a way that it simplifies the concept depending on your ability to grasp the concept and to actually understand what's happening. And then you look at AI from the point of automating administrative tasks, like the running of the entire educational system, right from for example, in the case of university, right from the vice chancellor's office to the different deans, to the HODs, and to the administrative staffs and unit heads in the different faculties. So AI has been able to actually automate these administrative tasks, make it very, very easy for assessment of staff, easy for the assessment of students learning, and so on and so forth. And then you also look at AI from the angle of assessment and evaluation in education. And before, AI was used for the assessment of multiple choice questions and the rest. But AI has grown to a point where AI can now address ACEs. AI can be used to actually score and assess ACEs. And that's a very, very big plus for AI in education, because now teachers can now focus on being facilitators in education. And now that I've mentioned facilitators in education, there's need for us to actually understand where education is right now with the use of AI. Traditionally, teachers, their work was to come to class, teach, and then I remember you're very familiar with the concept of la cram la pour. They just come to class, whatever they've crammed and learned, they come and they pour it. But learning has evolved, and learning is no longer at that particular point. Now, learning has moved to a point where even before you come to class these days, the concept you even come to teach, the students have ideas about what you want to teach. So the role of a teacher has moved from a traditional classroom teacher to a facilitator. And well, I don't know if to say thanks or no thanks to COVID-19, learning has also changed. When before the coming of COVID, We had to sit in a classroom like this, in a forum like this, before we could actually share knowledge. But with the coming of COVID-19, of course, man evolved. I like looking at COVID-19 as the beginning of another evolution of man, because it actually brought out the creativity and the uniqueness of man. So many platforms were created. Those ones that were available already were maximized. We used to do things that even that the platforms were not even designed to do originally. So AI has moved from a point where you just assess multiple choice questions, or the teachers just come to class, teach, pour, and they leave. Now, teachers are now facilitators that are helping learners, to actually guiding learners to actually get to where they are supposed to get to. And then AI is also providing tutorship support. With the likes of AI, you could fill up a content on, say, an LMS, and the aim is for this concept to be taught to students. But then, the way this concept is supposed to be taught to students depends on the learner. Now, to some learners with some difficult, it's very easy for them to actually decipher and understand difficult concepts. But with the help of AI, you see a case where, for example, you meet a child. There are some gifted learners, and just introducing and just giving them materials, they learn, they grasp, and they understand the concept. But AI has been able to break these concepts down in such a way that even this, we can't say slowest learner, we don't have any slow learner in education. Even the special learners themselves can also grasp this concept at their own pace, and in a way that they understand. And AI has also led to accessibility and inclusivity. Before, to learn a particular concept or to write on a particular concept, some had to go to libraries, sit for hours, document themes and classify themes, code them. They could sit for days before they could actually even organize up to 10 materials on a particular concept or on a particular author. But these days, with the help of AI, we could very, very easily identify references, materials about a particular concept, and you get exactly what you want when you want it, and you continue. And then AI has also been able to help identify learning challenges in kids. Now, with the help of AI, we have cases where we have children that have learning difficulties, and sometimes it's difficult to actually identify these difficulties in class. But with the help of AI has a way of identifying, and then it doesn't just identify these learning difficulties. It also adjusts the learning in such a way that children with these difficulties are able to actually also grasp this concept, like I said earlier, at their own pace, and according to their own academic capacity. And well, I sort of also, so it won't be as if I'm actually the only person that is speaking on
Yeah,
AI
we're
in
waiting
education.
for you.
I'm also very, very sure that you also have a thing or two to say about education. So I'm going to throw it up to discuss as a group. So thank you so much, Mr. Pascal.
Thank you.
So I think we can proceed from here. At least we have a base to
Yeah,
work
we're
with.
actually waiting for you to learn because you have presented so many questions in our brain. About launching AI in education, the good side, the bad side, the milestones. And I want to ask about the AI in research, the use of ChatGPT and all those research apps. Can you say it does it really improve education, or it has transferred brain power into machine power? With diminishing human brain and empowering human creation, the apps that we use in research.
Okay, that's thank you so much, Dr. Pascal. Before I answer this question, I want to speak about an experience I had when I went for a lecture at St. Augustine's College of Education. And at that event, the guest lecturer was actually asked a question after he finished giving his lecture. They asked him, with the use and the role of AI these days, do we still need a teacher to actually even teach these days, when AI can just do the teaching and then we move on? And I really like how he answered that question. I want to use that question as the base to actually answer what Pascal has asked. You see, with the ethical issues we have in AI and the different challenges we have in AI. Now, for example, we look at the role of a teacher these days. Like I said earlier, teacher is a facilitator these days. And don't forget that even AI was created by researchers and teachers. And AI is being populated with information that was being made and created by researchers and by teachers. So as far as knowledge continues to evolve, someone also has to continue to actually evolve and help AI think and understand new concepts and new processes. And those are teachers. This is going to be done by teachers. This information is going to be uploaded by teachers. This research is going to be done by teachers and researchers. So I think that answers
Yeah, yeah.
the
So they need to continue to be up to
exactly.
date
It needs
with
to be up to date,
contemporary
and,
realities.
and this has to be done by teachers and researchers.
That's what they feed into the
Exactly.
AI has to be up to date.
Exactly.
So they need to like continuous upgrading.
Yes, that's what it means.
So they rebuild the Meta AI, the ChatGPT. Yeah, you are saying that we use them wisely. Like well, I remember, let me give you an example. When I was young, when my mother is going to the market, 20 people can ask, buy pepper for me, buy onion, buy this, buy, give her money. She will remember all the without writing them down. But if three people tell me something, if I don't write down, I will not remember. You see, I feel that her brain power was sharper, man, because she depended on her brain power and she developed it. I depend on jotting it down. And then when we are in the secondary school, they don't allow us to use scientific calculators to do mathematics. We do four-figure table, or is it what do you call all those? Those abacus.
Math sets,
Yeah, so but now scientific calculators are used. That time we have to know all the signs, almighty formula, minus b plus b square, this over this. We know all those, but now we just press in calculator. Calculator we go. The pi r square is this. That we press calculator. We show you that. So the way our brain was that time to work with, memorizing. It's like our brain was the AI that time,
Of course.
dependent on our brain. Now it's calculator. If I give you 1,000 naira now, maybe 20 naira notes, you recount it before you believe that it's complete. But if an ATM machine gives you, you don't even count. If you count it, it means you don't have faith.
don't
You have trust issues. You see? So when you press 20 times 7, calculator gives you the answer. If you ask me 20 times 7, I have to pause before I give you the answer. So are we not seeing that even the machine is smarter, is faster than human? But in terms of even in terms of precision.
When you look at it that way, that's a very beautiful way to look at it. But then that's I think an oversimplification. Because look at it this way. I think years ago, centuries ago, information was being written down and people could consult what they wrote down somewhere to actually discuss and interact with it later. Now, also see AI as a library that has more comprehensive information. Just like you referred to your textbooks before, you can now refer to AI and get the same information. But this time you get something more concise, something more detailed, and something very exact to what you want to do in particular. So I think we should look at it like that. So like Dr. Pascal has said, I quite agree with him. But it's not replaced human thinking, and it's not as if it's sharper, but it has actually improved human thinking. And like I said earlier, don't forget that AI is a creation of human imagination. And as far as humans continue to live, they will continue to actually upgrade and improve AI. And I remember, like I said, when I started the whole conversation, I said AI started as a science fiction. We also AI as a fiction. What is this book? What are they even saying? And as my mom would say back there, you people have started again with this your thing. What are you even talking about? Which one is AI again? It started as a fiction, but today it's not just a fiction. It's something that is affecting our learning and
But
affecting our.
sorry, I want to chip in this because with the use of AI, the benefits are many, just as you mentioned some of them. But it comes with a lot of challenges. Let me say fears. As some people, for example, these days you see a young, learner, a young, student. The only thing he or she knows is to go to AI for everything. Do you think it enhances learning in that way? For example, I have reporters under me. We didn't start journalism with AI or this. There wasn't any. So we do long hand and all of that. But today, when they come and when they give it to me, I know. Because just as the computer, it is what you feed into it that
Output.
if you don't know. So I remember when I was taught, editing in a computer age in this place. That time we didn't have computer, but they were teaching us. And the first question Professor Okoye asked the class that what's the best tool of editing. Everybody in class, came up with answer. He said, all of you got it wrong. Okay, what is the answer? He said, a good brain. We all look at ourselves. He said, yes. That even when you have the computer, it will not operate itself. You will give instructions. So if you don't know it, you don't know. So if you use AI today, ChatGPT for example, for whatever, if care is not taken, you may not get what you want or what you should get. If you don't,
Don't
if
it right.
you will know first so that it can upgrade what you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand.
So if you use it very well, you will understand what I'm saying. So how do we overcome these challenges? Because the new generation now seems, to be reliant on
Yeah,
this.
it's
They
totally
didn't want to do the hard work. You get the point
I get.
So how do we solve that
And
problem?
now play the brain power.
Yes,
And overuse.
yes, and at the end of the day, they have no intellectual, backbone.
That still reminds me, we still need to go back to the physiological studies that says we rarely use 5 or 10% of our brain. And even that 5 or 10%, credit must be given to the past generation. Just like here, see, this current generation are not even ready to use 3%. So the problem is, I think we are declining right now. And AI has even helped us to decline. But you also need to ask, if with 5% we could discover AI, what do we do with the remaining 90 or the 5%? That also means that humans must still be ahead of the AI. AI must not outsmart us. I think there's some human being that if you probe them deep, you will discover they have 15%. And that's why you have IQ, intelligent quotient, it's higher. But the thing is, how do you gather? Hitler, some people will try this, gather the best of the best. Maybe we should go back to that era, gather the best of the best. Or else AI will outsmart us one day. We need
let me come.
if we don't gather the best of the best, because we need to show AI that we are still your master.
Let me
We have
ask
not
you.
used 10% to we have created AI. What have we used 15, 20%? So we need to start. Maybe psychologists or scholars must come in and say, come, let's upgrade. Let's see if we can tap into our brain 15% of everything and let's work more.
Let me come
That's the
in.
proposal.
Or
Is it?
probably maybe in the curriculum now, maybe there should be a way of teaching people how to use AI.
Yeah.
That critical engagement with AI, not just that. Not everybody can use it.
Not
I'm sorry to
everybody.
say.
Yeah, that's the truth. You know,
Because if you just think everything you get there is superb, you'll be
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that when you talk about using more percentage of our brain, putting it to good use, is it using it? Is the same brain that was used to develop AI? Is it using it to develop a super AI, or to use it to counter AI? Now look at this man that is Geoffrey Hinton, is it Hinton or Hinton? That is the father of AI, deciding to quit Google because of fears he has that where they were projecting AI. AI is going beyond that trajectory.
Yeah.
The bounds, the scope they created for AI. AI is going beyond that. And it's because of those fears, decided to quit Google. So how can we say if we are trying to improve human brains, is it to create more AI, going from general AI to artificial general intelligence, the fear of singularity, merging human intelligence with AI system? That's what brings us down to the problem of the intelligence of artificial intelligence. What this concept of intelligence, what is it? Can it compare with human intelligence? The artificial intelligence created by human and the biological intelligence, natural human intelligence. Can they be the same, or understanding of artificial intelligence should be on a different pedestal from the kind of human intelligence? Because they're not supposed to be compared. And last time Stanley was saying that they should not be compared. They're not this one and the same thing. Artificial intelligence should be on a different pole. Human intelligence should be on a different pole. There's no way you can begin to compare, like comparing human intelligence with divine intelligence, intelligence of God. We must always give it to God, that God is all knowing, God is all powerful, all this. So we cannot compare human. They say what is foolishness before God is wisdom before man. So when we our own creation now that is AI, trying to compare human intelligence with artificial intelligence, is it not a misplacement? Is it not a wrong comparison? Should they be put on the same pedestal? Can we use the same paradigm to judge artificial intelligence and human intelligence? I think something is missing. We need to get it right.
AI cannot replace human intelligence. Recently I was actually one of my spare period. I was actually doing a little research on the evolution of the web and AI and technology in general. So I came across a concept they call Web3. Now, the same Gen Zs that we actually saying AI has made them lazy have actually left us in the WWW, and they have moved to WWW times three. Now they no longer at that particular platform. You no longer look at you said Google for what is the who invented so and so. These guys have moved to discussing blockchain technology, how they can actually use blockchain now in education. They are looking at it from that angle, using natural language, and then we've seen how thank God for the victory of Donald Trump. The value of cryptocurrency has skyrocketed, and they are looking at how crypto and the rest can actually influence how we do banking and how we do finance. And these are creation and improvements of this same generation that AI seems to have made lazy. So AI cannot replace human intelligence. In short, like I said earlier, look at AI as an instructional tool. Look at it as a material to actually improve learning, not something that actually antagonizes learning. I do agree with Dr. Adekunle when he said that some persons don't know how to use AI. I agree with him completely. So I think the conversation we should be having is how do we ethically use AI in research, in academics, and in the workplace
To optimize
to optimize the benefits of AI. So I think that's the conversation we should be having now, because we could sit down here and then we could sit down here and then we'll discuss the challenges and the problems of AI, but we need to start looking at solutions. So I think that's what we should be discussing.
Okay, well, you see, I want to say something on this.
Uh, if you permit me, I would like us to maybe go to my feed and see
Oh, that will be
how.
the next segment. Let us
Okay.
let's come close on this segment. Been able to that has enlightened us on the application of AI in education, the areas that need improvement, the opening window for further research on legitimate use or ethical use of AI. In other words, we use it to complement human intelligence, not using it taking the place of human intelligence.
Yes.
So being able to understand this, and thank you for this enlightenment. And then
Thank you.
we still need to come back to other areas. We cannot exhaust it in this little time that we have. We're still going to touch other areas. When we reflect on the submission, look at areas that the questions that will come online and the questions that will also arise from our mind as we critically look at what has been presented. We come up with more areas for more enlightenment. Because we need to be growing in this knowledge. As AI is advancing, we have to be advancing in our understanding, in our perusal of AI, evaluation, and our capacity to interrogate it and then set standard operating procedure for use of AI. Thank you very much, and we close this segment now. Thank you.